Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I thought I would do my top 3 favorite of each category of face products. Now these are everything from the primers to the foundations, concealers, blush, bronzer, highlight, face powder, and setting spray. So I figured I'd just kind of go through everything, and I'm going to start off with primers. And somebody had asked me, you know, what primer do I use because you're not seeing wrinkles. And I think any kind of a layer that you have in between your skin and the makeup will help a little bit fill in some of those lines that we all have. Thank you. Aging. Now, just for the record, my skin is 64 years old, and it's a little bit of lines, a little bit of wrinkles, a little bit of inset, large pores, a little bit of dryness around the nose, 11s, or an H. It's a big H now, I think, with that up there, and hence the bangs, I think, the fringe, as you call it in the UK. Anyway, this is what I have been using a lot lately, and this is from Milani. It is called the No Pore Zone. And this is a primer that's basically a blurring primer for large pores, and I use it in the St. Bernard lines here, right in through here, around my mouth. I use it on my nose, I use it on the 11s, and I just use it on the areas that I really have large pores on, because it's really good for blurring out the large pores. As far as filling in lines and hydration goes, I really like the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, and I know that it's been debunked, I guess you could call it, you know, by Paula's Choice. You know, Paula was the makeup police, and I think she doesn't do it anymore, but she used to rip apart makeup, and one of the things she could never figure out was why everybody liked this magic cream. And the ingredients in it, because there's fragrance in it, she doesn't like it. But I think that the fragrance really isn't a reason not to try it, because it is so good. I mean, it's a luxurious kind of scent. She developed it when her models on the runway that she was doing the makeup for would come in, and they were hungover and they were dehydrated. They'd had long flights to get to wherever they were. And so she'd use this magic cream before she put her makeup on the models, and it really just perks up your skin. Now when I put this on my skin, it kind of goes a little red. It feels very hydrated. I usually wait a few minutes before I put the rest of my makeup on. I think it works really well. I think good hydrated skin is really the secret to having any of your makeup look good. And of course, you do need to wash your face, you need to exfoliate, and I use several different products for exfoliation, but that's another video, I think. And then moisturize. You need to feed it some kind of a serum, and then you need to moisturize. You need a little sunscreen, and I do use my Biore UV. It is a, this is the water gel, and this is the micro, I think it's called the Micro Defense or something like that, but it's the blue one. I get that on Amazon. I'll link it below. But I do use the sunscreen. I wait a half an hour to have my coffee, my breakfast, and then I come to the makeup table, and that's when I add a face primer. If you're looking a little bit more on the less expensive line, I don't know, it's a little bit less expensive, but this is the Glow Activator from JOAH. JOAH is a brand that you can get in CVS. It is a Korean skincare brand. They also have some makeup. I'm really happy with some of their makeup products, but the Glow Activator is much like the YSL. There is a gold flake primer that YSL puts out that this is very similar to, and I think it's a wonderful thing for a drugstore product. This is great. Also, there is e.l.f. There is, you know, there are, I really think primer is a personal choice, just like a lot of skincare items are, so I'm not going to so much be that big on the primer part and get it out of the way now. Now to meld everything together, usually it's nice to finish off with like a setting spray, or it's kind of like hairspray for your face. And this is one of my favorites, and it's very inexpensive. This is the e.l.f. It's got a very light mist, not much of a scent, which is nice, and it's very inexpensive. This is a mist. What this does, it kind of hydrates your skin and helps everything kind of look like cohesively together. This is a really nice one, and this is the Mist and Set from e.l.f. On the higher end, this is TILBURY's setting spray, the Flawless Setting Spray. This has more of a spice scent, almost like a black pepper smell to it. It's very lightly fragranced. This is a wonderful setting spray. It gives you a nice dewy radiant look over the top of your makeup, and it helps your makeup stay on longer. On the drugstore end, this is Flower Beauty. This is Seal the Deal. This is the Hydrating setting spray, which is a really nice. This is a very pretty smelling this is a very pleasant kind of flower smelling misting spray. So these are my favorite top 3 sprays. For bronzer and contour, this is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick. Now there's 2 shades that work really well with medium light to light skin, fish belly white girl color. This is the mocha color. There is also the amber color, and this is just a really pretty contour. It blends nicely, it lasts a long time. It's just a really nice, it's a nice way to sort of add a little bit of dimension to your face. Works really well, and this has been a winner of mine for 3 years in a row. The Matchstick from Fenty Beauty. The mocha color, slightly warmer, slightly lighter than the amber shade. The amber shade's a more neutral gray tone contour color. I think that's probably the most neutral of all. I like that one, I think, a little better than the mocha. The other cream bronzer that I like is the Putty bronzer from e.l.f. This is a wonderful item. It's a cream bronzer, and again, you just kind of put it in. The light one is, it just blends so seamlessly into your skin. It's just, and it's very inexpensive, maybe $6, I don't know. This one is called Tan Lines, I believe, and this is a really nice cream bronzer. For powder bronzers, this is mostly something I would use in the summertime because it's just a little bit deeper in shade. This is the Hourglass Light Ambient Diffused Bronzer. This is the light one, and it actually can look quite a bit darker in person. Let me just see. I love it. It's really nice. As a, you know, and you get the mirror with it. This is the mini one, which I don't think you need to get bigger than the mini size in these Hourglass blushes and bronzers, because they last just long enough, and then by the time you get through this, it's time to buy another one anyway, because these things do have an expiration. Makeup has an expiration, so you can't really just use it forever and ever, and just because you like the color you keep it. You know, you can't really hoard makeup. It's not a collectible. It's a hygiene product, and it does go bad over time. So especially if you're dipping brushes and things in there and your finger and everything else in there every day, it's going to eventually build up some bacteria. I do tend to spray mine with alcohol and let them air dry overnight, and that kills a lot of the bacteria. I feel a little better about it anyway when I use things like that. Going into blushes. For powder blushes, this is the Hourglass Mood Exposure. This is a really nice kind of basic mauvey tone, natural looking, minimal makeup kind of color. I think this Mood Exposure is a shade that pretty much everybody can wear if you are a medium to light skinned person. I think it's a wonderful shade for that. Again, from Hourglass, they really have perfected skin products. MAC. This is Melba from MAC, and this is my favorite blush, I think, of all time. This is just a beautiful warm tone glow. When you put this on your face, it just gives you this beautiful glow. And I don't know if I can really do it without looking too clown-like right now because I already have blush on, but this is Melba from MAC. It's a powder blush. I think it's just beautiful. I think it goes with pretty much anybody's skin tone. If you're a medium to light skin person, this will go nicely. Medium to dark, maybe. It might be a little bit light on you, but it's one of my favorite shades of all time. Now, I can't even pick out one, but if I have to, on this NARS high profile palette, it would be this one. And this is similar to the Laura Mercier Chai shade. And I believe it's called Spin Out or something like that. Spin Off. Spin Off. And it looks brown, but it's actually a really pretty glowy sort of natural flush on your skin. It's just a natural flush, this shade. Now, all 5 of these blush shades are beautiful on. They're more subtle. Even this orange is not orangey. It's very, very subtle. So this palette is probably the best investment you can make in your makeup this year, and it's still available. It is probably a limited edition palette from NARS, but this is definitely something you should give a try. If you're medium to light skin toned, this is a wonderful palette. And I think you can pull off some of these shades with a darker skin tone as well, especially this highlighter, which is a golden highlighter. It look beautiful on deeper skin tones. So this is one of the best things I bought this year, and it was an afterthought, really. I wasn't looking for this, and I thought, well, these colors, brown and dark pink and gold, I'm like, ugh, you know, but when I tried them on, it's just the way they look on your skin is so much better than they appear in the pan. So, highly recommend this. For cream blush, I only have 2 choices for cream blush. This is the LYS, or Love Your Selfie, I believe, or Love Yourself. It's a mirror, and this is a beautiful cream blush. I am wearing it today. It's just a beautiful, pleasant, happy, this is a beautiful spring blush. It's a cream blush. It does last all day. You can set it with a little bit of powder if you wish, but I think it's beautiful. It's one of the products from this particular company that I do like. I didn't care for their foundation, but I do like their cream blush. And then we've got, this is WINKY Luxe. They now carry this in Target. And I bought this really because the packaging suckered me in, because it's such a cool, it reminds me of getting a corsage at the prom. And you get this. I've used it a lot. I have flattened the flower out a little bit. This is like the perfect pink shade. And I'll just show you there. It's just a perfect little like pink to the cheek shade. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Moving into highlighters. Now I think that you can use any shimmery eyeshadow as a highlighter, so I don't really invest a lot in my highlighters. I happened to try this one because I was doing a series on Sephora products, and this is called Dusk, and it is from their Golden Hour series, and this is called Dusk, and it's just a very, very pretty, it makes you look like an oil painting. And I don't know how else to describe this. It's a subtle coloring. It's not that, sometimes when you put too strong of a highlight on, it can give you this kind of alien neon kind of glowy look, like nuclear reactor glow. And I see a lot of women, it's almost a greenish tint with shine to it, and it just isn't, I don't think that's attractive at all. This one tends to go more pink and more peach with a glow, and I just think that it's just the perfect shade for medium to light skin. I don't know what this would be like on medium to dark skin. I'd like to think that it would work as well. Really, really pretty, from the Sephora brand. So it's surprisingly inexpensive for what it is. You get a ton in there. The other highlight is very, very subtle, and it's from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is from the Bronze and Glow, the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. This is just so subtle, and it's a slightly warm tone golden look to it. It's so subtle. I don't like stripes. I don't like those really bright stripes, but you can really bring a glow to your cheeks without looking too obvious using this, and also the bronzer that comes in this little duo, which you can, the duo is very inexpensive, and it's a bronze and glow, so you can get both of those things. Very, very nice product here for that. The other highlight is in this. This is my favorite face palette. You can get, you've got eyeshadows in here, and then you've got all your face products, and I like every single one of these face products. So I especially like this. This is a little bit strong. This is an evening highlight. I'm just going to show you, you know, this is a real evening highlight. If I had a tan or darker toned skin, I think I would really love that more. Right now I'm still in the winter into spring fish belly white mode, so it's not as attractive, but I still think it's a wonderful glow. And this particular set is from Rude Cosmetics. This is their Nude York Times Square Face and Eye palette. This is my favorite palette, I think, of all time, because it's got a wonderful assortment of eyeshadows, and it's got the face products all in one. This is your perfect travel companion for makeup. For face powders, just for setting, I would say this is my favorite, and it is from e.l.f., and this is the Halo Glow Setting Powder. And I use this under my eyes. I use this, I don't know if I can even show you what it looks like. Nope, can't even show you what it looks like, but it's got the little sifter in there, and it's just beautiful. I love this particular shade. It's more of a pink setting powder, and I could do with just this and nothing else. I don't have a problem with anything else. For pressed, I would say I could do number 7, and this is number 1 in number 7. This is the light shade. Number 7, Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Pressed Powder. And this is just a beautiful, you can use it under your eyes to set, you can use it around your mouth to set. I mean, it just looks great. It's a really nice pressed powder all around. For loose powders, it's e.l.f. For pressed powders, it's number 7. I've tried so many concealers. I mean, I have KOSAS in here, I have Tarte, I have, you know, Eraser from Maybelline. This is NARS Creamy Concealer, but these did not win my top 3. My top 3 concealers, I'll take them in order. Number 3, this is the REVLON Colorstay Skin Awaken concealer. It has a brush, and you can push the product through the brush, and then you can just kind of tap it in with your ring finger. This is a really nice, it's not a heavy concealer, it's lightweight. If you just need a little bit of brightening, it doesn't move. It's a wonderful concealer because, especially on crepey under eyes, it's really good for aging skin. It's very age friendly. This particular shade is number 3, and I had tried a couple of different shades, but I think number 3 is really good for me. It's like a light shade. I have medium light skin. Usually I'm the 2nd or 3rd in the foundations when they come out, unless there's like 100 shades, then I'm probably closer further up, but this is great. This is the 24-hour 5-in-1 concealer, so you can actually use this as a foundation as well if you really want to. Number 2 place is the Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics. This comes out as a very thick paste kind of concealer, and it's hard to get out of the tube actually. It's so thick. And you think, oh no, that's gonna look all cakey and everything, but you have to put it between your fingers and heat it up and tap, tap, tap this puppy in. Once you tap it in, it's there. It's there to stay. It's there to stay. I like using it right over this line where I put my eyeglasses, and then I put a little powder over it, and my eyeglasses will not take my makeup off. So it's really nice if you wear eyeglasses to put it right there where your eyeglasses would rest, and it will not pull the makeup off. Put a little powder over the top of this. This is an amazing concealer. Now, best all-around concealer has got to be, and I can't believe it, it's NYX. Bear with me. Now this NYX Bear With Me shade, I have vanilla here. This is actually pretty close to my skin tone. You don't want to go too light with your concealer because you wind up having it look too raccoon-like. But this particular one, again, you can use this as your foundation. With a little bit of powder over the top will do the job. This dries down nicely, this stays, this conceals really well. I think best all-around concealer has got to be this NYX Bear With Me. I think it's wonderful. This is really good for, you know, really heavy duty. And then this one is good if you just want a light brightening effect. So I kind of rotate in between these. Now I do have these other ones that I use on different days. And the closest to getting in there is probably the creaseless concealer from Tarte. But I think Tarte, it's very, very similar to the Bye Bye Under Eye, where it's a little thick and you have to heat it up with your fingers first and tap the heck of it into your eye area so that the warmth of your hand melds it into the skin. You need to do that process or it will look cakey and it won't blend well. The KOSAS is very lightweight, and I really debated between that and the Revlon. I think they're pretty much tied for, like, I don't know, 3rd and 4th place. I don't know if that's really what I could say, but KOSAS is a wonderful, very age-friendly concealer, but it's very lightweight, and it's not going to do a huge amount of coverage, but it does stay well. Once you've got it patted in, you have to put a little light layer of powder over it, and it stays really nicely. And I really debated making it one of the top 3, so it is tied for 3rd pretty much, or in 4th place. Okay, now we're into the big boys here. Foundation. I'm going to show you a picture of the top foundations that I like. And I'm going to start with this one because this is the last on the list, and it's because it's so sheer. This is the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body Foundation, and this is a very sheer wash of color. It is not mask friendly, but it really is nice for taking the look down your neck and into your chest and décolleté area. I love this for that, and I think with just a little bit of setting powder over the top, it really adds a lot to an evening outfit. At work, I tried wearing this on my face, and it's just not strong enough to withstand like a mask on, or, you know, and you get the impressions of the mask here. It wears off the chin, so it's not a good laster, but it's wonderful for like a body makeup, for upper body makeup. If you're wearing a dress and you want to have a little bit of coverage in this area from the neck down, because you really shouldn't just slap makeup on your face and leave all of this with nothing. It's a really nice blending kind of medium. So it's on the list, but as a body makeup, not so much as a face makeup. Next one on the list is Makeup Forever. This is the HD Skin, the Undetectable. I I loved this when I first tried it, and it just looks so beautiful on. But after about 4 hours, when it's dried down, you get the little bit of, you know, the puckering marks, you get the lines. So it doesn't stay very well. And I love it because for the first 4 hours, it's beautiful. These tend to go a little on the warm side, even the neutral shades. This is the 1N14, which is the neutral 14. They have a ton of shades, so I mean, good for them. Kudos to them. It's a really nice container. I mean, packaging doesn't mean anything if this isn't going to last on the skin. So, but I really like this. It's so beautiful for photographs, or for some, you know, if you're just going for an hour or two somewhere and you want to look really nice. And it's only if somebody gets really close to you that you can see that little dry down. I didn't like it on the dry down, but I have very dry skin, especially now in winter time, and I'm wondering if in spring and in summer this would work better. But it's not really made for really dry skin, so if you have really dry skin, this is not your choice. But out of all of the Makeup Forever foundations, this is the only one I like out of their whole assortment that they've come out with, and this is fairly new. I think they're trying to imitate the skin tints that are so popular right now. There is alcohol in this as one of the top ingredients, so that helps have it, you know, meld into your skin nicely, but it also dries it down a little bit harshly. So you do get a little bit of dryness. I have it around my mouth, around my nose, in my H area here, my 11s. And you get a little bit of speckling, just a little bit of speckling after 4 hours. So I'm bringing it up because I loved it so much, but you know, it's not one of my top 3. Number 4, this is the Beautiful Skin from Charlotte Tilbury, and I do love this very much. I think it works nicely. I do think it's not as mask friendly as my top 3 contenders are, so it's number 4, but it's a beautiful all-purpose radiant kind of makeup. I think it makes my skin look lovely when I have it on, and I have shade 4 neutral in this. So in my number 3 spot, this is a fairly new contender too. I've only been using it for about 2 weeks. This is from Patrick Starr and his One Size brand. This is the Turn Up the Base BBB cream, which is Beauty Blur Balm, and he ain't kidding. This is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. I think it's a little thick to be a skin tint. It feels more like a makeup. It goes on really, really emollient and hydrating. The color is very neutral, and I think out of all of these choices, and you'll see them on my arm, his is the only one that truly is neutral. It's not warm and it's not too cool. It's neutral. It's right there. I really like this. I have color Light 3N, which is Light 3 neutral. Absolutely wonderful choice, and it came late to the game. I mean, I wasn't going to bring him up at all, and then when I wanted to try this, it was kind of a crapshoot, you know. I thought, well, you know, I'll give it a try. And I wore it to work like 3 days in a row. I tried it with primer, without primer, with a different primer, and works really well. You can put it on with your fingers, you can put it on with a sponge, you can put it on with a brush. I found that the brush gave the best coverage, fingers second best, sponge, it was a lighter application. So absolutely wonderful, and this is One Size. From Patrick Starr's brand, One Size. Number 2 spot, Pat McGrath. I love this, and you know, I don't really often talk about Pat McGrath's brand because I don't like her price points at all. And right now it's a little controversial because she's, you know, she's ragging on somebody who has a similar name to one of her products. So a lot of people are mad at her right now, and I'm not. I'm trying to keep the politics out of this. This has been an amazing foundation for me. This is the Skin Fetish Lime Perfection Foundation. This is a wonderful thing. And I have kind of a deeper shade than I should, and you'll see in the arm demo here, it's a little bit darker than I should be wearing, but I bought this for the first time in the summertime, and I had a little bit more color than my usual fish belly whiteness. So I love this. This is, once you try a really high quality foundation with good ingredients, skincare ingredients in it, compared to, like, you know, some generic thing or drugstore foundation that has a lot of kind of cheaper filler ingredients to it. Once you try the nicer ones, it's really hard to go back. And I know that a lot of drugstore foundations have come close, and there's none in this group. I don't have any in my group today. But this is a wonderful, and it's worth paying the extra money for. This one, I've used it now 3 years in a row, and it's my favorite. It's just my all-around favorite, except for number one coming up. And number one is, this is the DERMABLEND Flawless Creator Drops. And this is a kind of a phenomenon, because what it is you just take a couple drops of this. It is pure pigments. You can add some oil, you can add some moisturizer, you can add whatever you want to it, and it create your own. You can even use your sunscreen, and you can create your own custom makeup. And that's what I love about this makeup. You can make your own custom. This is a tinted sunscreen right now with an oil, emollient oil base. This will dry down beautifully. I have color N25 in these. I didn't use it at all this whole last year because there were so many new foundations that came out that I was trying and had to use them up. I had run out of the old one. I bought a new one. You can get this in Ulta. You can get it on Amazon. You only need like 1 or 2 drops. You can, you know, build up the coverage. If you want more coverage, you can use up to 4 drops in a blob of moisturizer. You can use your favorite moisturizer. You can use a primer. And as I said, you can put it right in your sunscreen and use it for summer. This is just a wonderful thing. Number one, DERMABLEND Flawless Creator Drops is my favorite foundation. So there you have it. Those are my favorite face products. I'll come back and do favorite eye and lip products next, but I hopefully you learned something from this little demonstration and you give some of these things a try. I have everything I've talked about listed below. If you have a favorite face product that I didn't mention today, please list it below because I may like it. If you have dry skin and you found that this works really well for you, something really works well for you that I haven't mentioned in the past, maybe I just haven't tried it yet, let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hope all of you are being safe. Take care, everybody. Toodles.